I thought it worked really well. I was invested. I loved Rose. I love all the companions, by the way. They're the doctor's cats, as Susan likes to say, and they're all perfect babies. But um, it got me into the show. But the issue it gave to me, and I don't know if you share this, Susan, but I found Eccleston, particularly in that episode and through that season, abrasive. It made me kind of not like the doctor. I'm like, why is this guy such a dick? Right? And I'm like, why isn't he being nice to her? She's just this nice lady that doesn't know what's going on. And so for that entire first season, I was all about Rose, and I didn't really care about the doctor because I thought he was kind of an ass. And it wasn't until Tennant came in that I started to see more kindness come through. And I'm like, I love that so much. So that was a weird perspective for me, that the show was about ostensibly the doctor and not the companion as much. And I was way more into the companion for that first season. Yeah, Rose got me into the show.
That's a big shift from the old show to the new one, as Davies focused a lot more on the companions. Doc, you looked like you had wanted to add something there.
I did. Yeah, I want to say I agree. Like, I know, no offense to panel Erik, I think said that Eccleston was his favorite doctor. I love Eccleston as an actor. I feel like when you see Eccleston in like Cracker, when he loses his wife, or in one of those dramas, one of those northern dramas about the drama of being northern and all that, that he's a very naturalistic actor, that he's very, like, you feel like you're watching a real human go through this stuff. But when Eccleston was the doctor, I love him, this is not, he's great, but when he was the doctor, it didn't feel like it was one of those Eccleston naturalistic performances where you were watching a real person. It felt like he was an actor putting on a pantomime. Like, it felt a little more performative. Like, maybe Eccleston's approach was, look, I'm doing a show for kids, so I'm gonna maybe be a little broader, be a little more theatrical, and it is not. I love all the doctors, but I do feel like when Tennant comes in, and it really locks in, like Tennant locks into the doctor in a way that I feel like Eccleston kind of was a little bit more on the surface of the doctor. That said, his first episode, Christmas Invasion, is not a great entry point. Like, it wouldn't, I've never once, I have a lot of, through the years, a lot of people have said, where should I start with Doctor Who? And I've given different answers. I've never said Christmas Invasion. Like, that is just too strange an entry point.
Yeah. Susan, let's come back to you. How about you? What are your thoughts on this?
I feel like I do agree, I think, with what Doc is saying about Eccleston, where like it felt a little weird. And a lot of that first season, like, even though like every doctor after Eccleston is doing a little bit of a version of Eccleston after that, I feel, but I couldn't figure out like the companion relationship, like, because this was the first time I had seen it, and I was trying to be like, what is this exactly? And I agree too, Phillip, that at points it felt a little weird and creepy. Like they hadn't quite figured out that dynamic. And like as the show goes on, you're like, okay, the doctor is basically above them and doesn't see them as equals. And so that makes a lot of sense. And like, there's no relationship here in a romantic way, because that's silly. And that's where I came up with my theory that all the companions the doctor sees as cats. Like, they don't live very long. They're a lot of fun. They're cute and adorable. And I want to show them a good time. And they're not going to live very long. And all of this, the doctor knows. So I feel, though, yeah, the Eccleston Rose thing, I do appreciate Rose as a character too. It took a while for me to understand the doctor companion dynamic, just because of the way it was presented in that season, I think.
Well, you know what's weird though is that I really, really dislike when the companion gets romantic feelings for the doctor.
Yeah.
Except for Yaz and Whittaker, who are perfect together. That's the only time that I ever felt
I agree with that.
I can get this.
And yet that never really pays off.
It's so melancholy.
Yeah.
Yeah.